Yeah, welcome back. This is the Immortality Image. Your friend and your brother here. I will be continuing the message, my teachings on how do I manage my mind. The world out there is very vast, very complicated, and very big. And you think the world is bigger than the world in there. Okay, I used to say, I am the most smallest compartment of the cosmos. But the cosmos is the most exclusively biggest part of the galaxy. We call it is the unseen. So if I represent the smallest atomic micro part of the unseen, meaning that there is a world of the unseen that is living in me, right? Yeah, get me right now. If part of me is expressing the unseen, meaning that there is a part of me that is unseen, right? Now, in my last video that is following this, I was talking about the mind, a compartment that is so powerful. Now, this is the first question. You that have been hearing the mind, where is the mind? Do I have any contribution here? Where is the mind? Yeah, where is the mind? Researchers have been able to prove a lot of things about the mind. Oh, it's inside the brain. Oh, it's in your mind, in your heart. Oh, it's somewhere in the medulla. Oh, it's somewhere in your hypothalamus. Oh, somewhere. No. If I dissect this body into pieces, you can only see the organ of the brain. You can see the heart. You can see the lungs. You can see any other thing like the liver. No structure, no organ called the mind. There is no organ called the mind. Now, I want you to understand, whenever you hear the Akashic record, talking about the Akasha, talking about the scream of all humanity, it is a beam of light that the Mother of Nature has searched the earth. It has the light that had beamed upon the earth from the first day of creation. And every event, even the event that history could not keep, there are events that history could not write. There are events that are not bound in the book of history, that perpetually, intentionally was wiped out in the book of history just because of one thing or the other. But these informations are all downloaded in the Akasha. Now listen now. There is a link of me and the Akasha, because for me to have access to the Akasha, I must be Akashic. For me to have access to the Akashic record, I must be Akashic myself. I must be a record. That means the mind I carry is universally connected to the cosmos. So how will I relate it now? I have the vibration, I have the cognition that can relate me to the cosmos. Now, the mind is not any organ. The mind is a faculty, the endless, most elastic, most unseen. It's a faculty that exists in our world. That means the mind is existing before you are born. The mind you carry is existing before you are born. So inside the mind tablet, inside the mind tablet, every life you have lived in your past world are all written there, cycling, keeping record. For you to come in this your own time in your incarnation, I have been able to find by myself who I was in my last world, where I reincarnated in my last world, how many times I have been on the earth, and what I'm doing here now. I have been able to find all this. It is not an information I can give you, but I'm telling you the truth. I have visited the Akasha and I knew who I was in my last world, where I found myself in my last world, and what I'm doing here. And that is why I was not surprised when I found myself become awakened, because I was pre-awakened in my last incarnation. Now, let's deal with this mind issue. The mind is not an organ. The mind is not a tissue. The mind is not a cell. The mind does not exist in your body as a physical thing. The mind is a faculty that is existing in your heaven. The mind is the biggest television you can never imagine within you. The mind is a storing wall, the wall that you store every data that have transited from the first day you were born. Your mind is there recording the event about you. Now let me ask you a question. Can you remember what happened to you when you were 6 years? I am 39 and I can take cognition. I can really recognize what happened to me when I was 10. I can remember what happened to me when I was 6 years, 10 years, 15 years. Can you? Oh yes, I can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, possibly you can. Now science have been able to prove to us that an average human is only operating with 11% mental ability. An average human is only operating with 11% mental ability. That means the operation, everything you work with as a human being, you remember, you work, you relate with the family, hard work, everything, you are only utilizing 11% of your mental strength. Meaning that 89% of your mental strength is lying unused. So there is a part of your mind energy that is untapped. There is a potential that is still hanging in your mind environment that you have not been able to access them. Why do you think people are hybrid? What makes them hybrid? What makes them esoteric? What makes them extraterrestrial? What makes them so wise, intelligent, gurus, masters? Why do you think people can be able to have full cognition? What do you think people have? They have complete understanding. They are awakened. How? Now let me give you the magic. The magic. I'm awakening. I'm happy some people are here responding to this. I love that. Now, the magic is this. If I can be able to remember what happened to me 10 years ago with only 11% mental ability, what would be my story? If by a spiritual boost of my mental strength, I will increase my elasticity of my mind from 11% to 20%. What do you think I can remember? Just 20% achievement of my mental elasticity. If I can achieve 20% of my mental elasticity, what do you think I can remember? I can even remember the event that took place when I was born, because my mind was existing before the body came. That was just the correlation. I grew into that mind realm. You get it now? That mind frequency was existing. It was even existing when I was in the womb. That is the reason when a child is even in the womb, he can make choices. Because that child is an entity. And if you are an ancient, you are a real entity. So what am I trying to say? That if I can, by the use of a spiritual technology, we might call meditation, study, awakening, having a contact with masters, having a contact with angels, soul traveling, astral journeys, and you awaken your cognition. Your kundalini is aligned to all your 7 chakras are all working, your third eye opening. If I can be able to do all these things, that means my mind can elast. It can increase the vibration from 11% usage to at least 20% usage. And at that state, even at 20%, I can have what we call total recall. I can remember everything. That is the reason why some people, you think they are gods, you think they are superhuman. No, they have upgraded the quality, the quantity, the elasticity of their mind usage. They are not operating with the same 11%. That is why I call them the hybrids. Just 20% makes you a hybrid. It's not by going to school and reading books. It's not intellectuality. It's not academic prowess. It's not education. You get me? This is evolution. This is awakening. It must be. I will give you a challenge. Show me a man who man bow down to, and I will show you a man who has kissed a spirit before. Show me a political figure, a world-renowned figure that people bow, people reverence, people bow down to. And I will show you somebody who, in the other side, has kissed a spirit. He has encountered a personality that is not human. He is awakened. He don't operate with 11%. You cannot command a human to bow to you with 11%. Something must make you different. And what makes the giant, what makes them giant is not their strength, their height. No. It's their 11% is no more. They have upgraded it. Upgrade every time. The genius of our time, see them building the internet, building the iPhone, Steve Jobs, all of them, many of them that today they are called the world genius. You think they are operating by 11% mental ability? No. Those men have high cognition. Those men are in beyond the fifth dimension. And I will teach about the fifth dimension soon. That is what I am trying to explain to you. The mind is so capable of lasting beyond 11%. Now, what can I do to make my mind more valuable, more viable, more big? How can I last my mind? How can I project, increase my mental platform? Number one, there must be a call to responsiveness. The question is not who is calling. The question is, what are you responding to? You feed your body every day, right? You eat, you go drink. But how often do you feed that other world, your other personality, the multi-dimensional human? You have a complete 7 rays of light in you. 7 rays, the 7 chakras that will all be activated with different voice sounds. Each of them have their own different voice sounds to activate all the chakras. Let me remove the name chakra. Let's call them the psychic centers. The psychic centers, the thymus, the hypothalamus, the one in the chakra in the chest, all down to the pituitary, down your body. 7 of them. I'm going to teach about them. So they have the different colors, they have different vowel sound that can activate them, they have different way they function. That is what you are. So now you feed your body with normal food. How often did you feed? In fact, I was raised in Africa. And thank God for those days that we have a foundations that Christianity helped us, having a sense of godliness in us, having a sense of the spirit of God in us. We started having that passion, that hunger to begin to understand this God concept, the God dimension. Who is this God? And the process, I begin to yield to a lot of spirit. I begin to have a conservation of the reality of the spirituality. My mind started awakening, my eyes started seeing a lot of things. And then, we call them revelation, vision, dreams. Those days we started studying the Bible. Yeah, the Bible was an instrument that helped us to begin to correlate spiritual realities. And I learned something about the people that saw the star of Jesus Christ. When he was born, they were not pastors, they were not apostles, they were not bishops. These wise men from the east, they say that these are wise men, oriental scientists, men who are astrologers, they are stargazers. These are not just pastors, these are stargazers, these are wise men. They are men that their cognitions are high. They are men that they are awakened. They are awakened. So life is bringing us to a point whereby the so-called God, whatever you call it, the drama, the cosmos, whatever, it is not looking for men who are spooky and holy and wearing suit. No, it's looking for men who can naturally look at events that operate on earth naturally, and they can reconcile it with the spiritual calendar and know what is coming. It's looking for mystics. The force of creation is looking for mystics, men who can awaken in time, men who their evolution is in hand. That is what we are talking about. What are you responding to? What voice do you hear? That is number one thing. What do you feed your spiritual body? What do you feed your spiritual entity? How often do you yield to the spiritual individuality of your own self. How often do you have a relationship with that personality? Yes, who you are and what you are, they are not the same, okay? Who you are was the one that you are born into. That is your family gift. That is what you are. I am Monemeka Donatus. That is what I am. But what I am is that entity I discover. It is my self-discovered personality. It is my self-awakened personality. That is the most important thing, the ones that you cannot see physically. So that is one. How do I give attention to that one? How do I give attention to that one? I want to end this video this way before I'm going to make another video. Now listen, I will teach you about the spider. The spider is always at the web, right? The spider in the web. And anytime you see the spider is always where? At the center of his web. That is called the matrix, the center point of every life. And his life is compartmentalized. He has different divisions of life, all stretching to the northwest, east, and south, but he's always at the center. How do you manage your world? And anytime any side of his web get trapped, an insect is trapped there, what happens? The spider will leave his center, go to that place, bite the insect, make sure the insect is dead, wrap it with much web, and come back to the center for the insect to die before he will go and eat it. How often do we manage our center point? The center point is a place where you don't discriminate in giving attention to every department of your life. The center point is a place where it keeps you sensitive to everything that happens in your big world. The center is a mind position where everything is in balance. The center is a place for God. And that is what you are going to be. And after you follow my videos, I will teach you how to become a God, living in the center of your world, being sensitive, alert, and awakened to every event that takes place in your world. How you respond to it matters. Now, what am I trying to say? That when there is an event that happens, how do you respond to it? You know one thing? We have successfully given much attention to some department of our life and give less attention to other departments, and that is what is killing a lot of people I see in the Western world. You give attention to your social life. Oh yeah, we have departmentalized ourselves. I agree to that. You give attention to your social world. You always in social media. You chat with your friends. You give attention to your education. You give attention to your other life, friends' life, but we don't even have any. What attention do you give to the other one? The other one. Now let me ask you a question before I go. Which part of you do you give this smallest attention? Which part of your department, the whole department you have created yourself, do you always think not too significant? What part of your department do you consider not too relevant? You are killing yourself, you are not balanced. Every area of you, every department that make up your world, your web, must have an equal attention. Every department. And that is why sometimes after I have studied, I find myself in my lonely world. I can even go to the club, to the bar. I can even go and sit down in the bar and let me go and absorb that noise. Let me go and yield to that noise to balance my world. I'm going to teach you the next step you're going to take to coordinate your mind and to be in charge of whatever that goes into your mind.